while you were gaming. PS5's like, hey, you want... I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
Oh, you're not at the party, are you?
No, I'm not.
Eric, you want to invite Ian to the party so he can too?
Every time I've invited Ian to a party, I can never hear him. I mean, I can...
Oh, he's not gonna say anything.
Let me see if I
He's just gonna
can.
listen.
Right, let me see if I can through my phone real quick. Because otherwise, I think if I go into the PS menu, that might disrupt some form of thing. I don't know. Ha!
Demons.
Dying. Blech. I can't add it to my phone. Okay. I wouldn't think it shows this. I'm actually going to go check the FOD myself to make sure it's not. Oh, don't stream manager. Oh my god. Okay, so it's not actually showing this. Good. God. Okay. Invite player. Invite Ian. Alright. Sent him an invite, so he should be able to join. Okay. We're here. We're there. We're everywhere. But you know where we're not? Sane. Alright. Alright, close that up. Go to this. Actually, can I put this up here? And oh, I can. Oh.
Oh.
Second thought.
My weasel's going through my hat.
I legit thought you said the weasel was going through your head, and I was like,
Yes.
I got the weasel on my brain.
The weasel going through the brain.
You know, sometimes it just be like that. There we go. Alright. So once again, we're here, we're there, we're everywhere but sane. Here we are. And what a time it is to be here. Welcome to the 4th Enkindled podcast. I am your host. Which eventually one of these times I will be able to say that and not actually say I'm the host. Joining me today, as per choice, by Sen Blackfeather. In the last episode, that was, what, 2 weeks ago now? A week ago? 2 weeks ago?
Was it last week? Last week or the week before?
Week before, I believe.
Week before?
That's what I thought. Joining me, Sakura Trafalgar. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. You've witnessed all the other ones. Now it's your turn.
Hi.
No need to be shy. You've been on my streams before. It's all right.
Oh, I know, but those are usually just us just messing around. Just
This is kind of like
chaos and destruction.
What's to say we're not doing that right now, but with words?
Oh, true, but usually we're killing bosses at the same time.
You've got a point there. You do have a point. So, How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Tired, but good.
Good. Good. Nervous at all?
Why would you say that?
Because you've never really, aside from when we did the weekly what, you've never really been in a podcast type setting before.
This is true, and that was long ago.
That was 4 years ago when we did the weekly what.
I didn't only do like one podcast for that.
We did like 3 or 4 episodes, and then we never did anything else with it.
Oh, more than I thought. Okay. Yes, I know when we started off doing the weekly Grookey, and then they went to the weekly what, and then just...
Well, the weekly Grookey was the name of the chat on Discord, but the weekly what was the podcast we did in relation to that.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, because the weekly Grookey was what Anthony decided to name the chat.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
The
yeah.
weekly monkey.
Monkey.
A monkey. So, there's just a tiny weasel just running around on the floor in front of me. At least on my end. He's probably on your shoulder on your end, but on my end, he's on the floor.
Yeah, on my end, he's on the, on my shoulder on my end, but yeah, on the stream, he's like in the middle.
He's in the. You know what? He's the real star of the show right now. He's got that spotlight. He's good. You know, scheduling yours, like scheduling today, with your new work schedule and everything, was a little more tedious, but of course, you know, we have to work around. So, before we get into the questions and everything, when it came to like trying to figure out the time and everything, my time is any time. Like, my time kind of like works better toward the evenings. Like 3:30 would have been fine, but my internet, given the fact of where we are, is kind of you know,
Yeah, exactly.
It's touchy. So trying to do one like we did with Sen, the day that was really kind of the most important part. But you know, we got to figure it out. Surprisingly, your boss flipping the schedule actually made it work a lot better.
Right.
Talk about a blessing in disguise. So, as we've already stated, well, rather that I've already stated, I know you by many, many different names. Because I've known you for, what's it been?
5, maybe 6 years now?
I was going to say about 6 years. I want to say 6 years, yeah.
I want to say since 2019, I want to say.
Yeah, because when I went down there and saw Sen back in 2018, you two weren't together.
That's right, because we got together at the end of the year.
Yeah. So, state your name.
Honey, your thing's loud.
See, you can hear him, I can't.
Yes. My name is Sakura Trafalgar.
Hilariously enough, named after one Trafalgar Law.
Yes, and I have his Jolly Roger tattooed on my arm, actually.
That you do. And if, as we can clearly see by your very stylish outfit, your main job, I believe, is the Bard.
It is. It's the class that I started with, and I'm almost maxed it out. Currently, I'm at 86, I think. I want to say I'm level 86 currently.
Very nice. I've currently, I've been working on the Disciple of Land things.
Yeah, I heard you hammering away while I was doing the last cutscene.
Yeah, I was working on. I've got botanist up to 51, and now I'm trying to get miner up to 51,
Noise.
or at least up to 50. I would, if I do one more Fieldcraft Lev quest, then I think I'll end up getting it.
Oh, fair. Yeah, my other class is Reaper, which that one is currently maxed out as of, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you are maxed out at 90 on Reaper, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Isn't it hilarious how we always, like, we don't even get our main job up to 90 first, which, I mean, granted, yes, in less than a month, we'll have to get those up to 100. But
Yeah.
to get those, like, we got jobs that we didn't even main as our level 90 ones. I think Sen was the only exception between the three of us.
I'd believe that.
Because I think Sen got Summoner to 90, which was his main. Yep. Thank you, man. So, if you don't mind telling, what is your real job?
I work at a Starbucks inside the major airport here in the Metroplex.
And as we also discussed, I believe, well, it was less that we discussed. I think it was also that it was mentioned during, I believe, Thunder Eaters podcast that you guys are within the great state of Tejas.
Yes, we have, for going through an interview with Thunder, Stan, Thunder, and I were in the same Metroplex.
Which is very, very funny to me.
Right, just opposite sides.
Just to think you guys were that close all along. But, that's just kind of how that irony works,
Irony.
So, as mentioned also with Sen, we already know how you joined the Enkindled, be it through Sen.
You and Sin.
But I believe it was Sen that got, I think I had mentioned it to Prim, but I believe it was Sen that was the one that helped you get in, with Prim's help.
Yeah, it says the final push to get me into it, and I got it started. I could not read any of the font on the TV I had to put it on hiatus after about 2 weeks because I couldn't see anything. Got me a bigger TV like 3 months later, got into it again. By that point, the trial had ended, so I had to wait another 3 months till I get funds to do my subscription. And yes.
I mean, so you've been with the company for a while now, at least coming on to what, just I'd say a couple of years now.
Maybe, if not, maybe a year and a half, maybe. Yeah, Stan's giving me the so thing on it. Yeah,
I would say anywhere between a year to 2 years, somewhere within there.
Yeah.
Given your time, and again, with the hiatus that you've taken, and all of us, we've all taken a hiatus from the game. Even I believe Ray even said that too. Taking a hiatus from the game is just something that needs to be done at times.
Yeah.
Being a member of the Enkindled, what does that mean to you specifically?
I haven't met anyone in the guild who has been rude or anything. Like, every time, even I'm just going past and everything, every so often I'd be like doing something in the shop outside, and I'll see so-and-so waves to you, and I looked over as one of the guild members. I'm like, oh, hi! Right there, they just dart off. I'm like, bye!
Just hi, bye. It's the same thing with, I'll have to talk to Prim about this because I think it would actually open up more too. Definitely, because as Ray and Thunder have also said that we've also we have such the great neighbors of the Jolly Guild themselves. I think talking to Prim about seeing if maybe they would want to do interviews too would be pretty cool.
That'd be fun.
Because a lot of us in the guild already kind of, in a form of way, we know each other, right?
Yeah.
But to get a completely different perspective from an entirely separate group aside from the Guild, like, I don't know, it'd be interesting.
Right.
Oh yeah, the Blood on the Clock Tower thing that they're hosting.
Oh yeah. I'm seeing that in the Discord. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll skip over the chat Q&A and the topic for the moment. Actually, no, we'll go straight to the topic. Now, of the 4 podcasts that I've hosted so far, I've only had one topic, and that was with Sen, but that's only because it was a good time to mention, like, obviously that list that Drew and I had made beforehand.
Yeah.
So, something I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to the rules after this podcast. Are there any topics that you would like to discuss that are not in any way form, because there's going to be some restrictions on, obviously, like, topics to discuss. One thing that I'm not going into it, I'm not touching it at all. We ain't talking politics. Like, there's two...
Which that is completely fair.
That's a kettle of worms that not opening.
Yeah, because that is part of the, like, social do not go to, along with, like, religious things like that.
Yeah, religion's another one, too.
The workplace and stuff like that. That's, like, with close friends, behind closed doors thing.
Yeah. So, I am giving if there's any form of topic that you would like to discuss, obviously barring politics, religion, and things that otherwise you would think that obviously don't discuss. Is there anything that you'd like to talk about?
Really, babe?
I don't know what he did, but I can sense evil.
He just showed me his phone with the question, favorite nudes, meaning noodles.
I will... Oh my god, Ian, I'm going to slap the shit out of you, boy, I swear to God! She's the one that coined the term nudes, TM, ramen noodles, flavor, not me. Oh, Thunder! Hey, Thunder! Hey, welcome to the show, buddy.
I think it was more drunk towards me because I'm always asking him, can I have a nude, please? Meaning, can I have a ramen?
Which is really funny because that's exactly what we, because as I've mentioned before, Drew and I work at the same job. We every time we have to make noodles and we make a batch of noodles and we put them in the cooler, before we portion them out the next day, is we write on there, we just write nudes.
What's even funnier, going off of that, so we do one better. One of our summer drinks has the little raspberry refresher poppers in it. They're so good, so yummy. So every time we start running out, it's come down to myself and one of my coworkers, and we'll just shout out, I need some balls, please! I'm out of balls!
I need the balls.
And my manager, she's like, what's with you two and balls? They're pearls. I'm like, you need some red balls. And she goes, I'm done with you two.
Just what's with you two and balls? What's with you and no balls?
Exactly.
That'll make the rules. So,
They know. Stop that. No.
So, actually, I've got actually a very interesting thing that we could talk about. And I think this is it's interesting because I think Sen can agree to this. Discussion is less that it's a topic of discussion; it's more of a story. Which I think I'm going to also change that as either topic of discussion or just stories to tell for a little while. That being the first time that you and I met.
Yeah.
And I mean in person, not over like messaging and everything. No, in person.
Which first time over the phone, my mom thought I was cheating on Sin at the time with you, and I'm like, no.
Like, no.
Mom, no.
So, for those,
at the time,
do you want me to tell it, or do you want to? We both have two separate sides to the story.
Yeah, exactly. You go first.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I have known Sen since 2012, if not a little earlier than that, about 2011. We met through a mutual friend of ours, and we have been friends since. And so I've gone down to Texas to obviously see Sen now 3 times in the entire time that we've been friends. The first one was back in 2018 when I took a solo trip. Well, it was kind of a solo trip, but I mean they were all kind of, well, no, the first 2 were solo trips. The last one wasn't. So the first solo trip, I was down there for a week. It was great time. We learned that we're never taking our friend Anthony or Scarlet Mercenary bowling ever again. That's fucking terrifying, that was. Then it was 2020. It was just a couple years later. Yeah, because it was 2020 when I met you.
Yes.
So, I had gone down, took another solo trip during the age of the liquor plague, COVID, to go, and I had the time, and I was like, I'm gonna go down to Texas. I'm gonna go see Ian. So, we. At that point, you two were already together, and we devised a plan that, like, oh, you were at work when I arrived.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, well, what we're gonna do is that we're going to, once you got out, you came home, and I was gonna be off in a separate room. The problem was, it was a great plan. The problem is that your husband is a sly bastard.
He's giving the innocent look, by the way.
Yeah, no, there's no innocence behind that. Shut up, Ian. I can hear him. The what? I know what I do. I can hear it. Yep. Fuck you, Ian. So, I'm hiding in it was it a storage closet or was it your laundry closet?
I think I'm in the laundry room.
I think it was the laundry room. And you had come home, you had given Ian a hug, and I'd heard you say, well, where is he? And I was starting to sneak out, and that's when Ian looked straight up back toward the closet and gave me away, and I went, you bastard. And then we had a hilariously awesome 2 weeks.
Oh, for sure.
And then I departed back for the great state of corn. And stealth check failed. No, I did a good on the stealth check. I was just given away. Deception check failed. Deception check blatantly sabotaged by Sen. So we and then we came back down. It was the very next year. You guys have been married for a few years now.
This October will be 3 years.
Yeah. Hers it's too damn high. That is true, Thunder. That very well could be that. Session check, nat crit perception to denote trickery was nat 1 for Thunderstar. Fuck you, Ian. So, it was at that point when we, my now wife and I came down, that the very next year we were there for you guys' wedding when I was dying, you know?
Yeah, we had to take a bottle of limeade out of your mouth because you were trying to deep throat it to try to chug as much as
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa,
We had to
whoa,
stop
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa. We don't talk about what I do in my personal time. Shut up. No, but seriously, I
Pull
don't.
this bottle away from you.
So here's a fun fact. Get the concept of deep throw into a whole new stream. Easy. This is Twitch. Easy with that. So no, they're not wrong though, because apparently I was sick the week before we were supposed to go down there. I had recovered, but my logic of recovery is, I've recovered, all right, time to push myself the exact same way, even though I'm still on the edge of recovery. And I went right back down into sickness. Come to find out, because we left a day earlier than we were supposed to, because my condition was just not getting much better.
You woke up and said you dreamed that you were dead.
I don't remember that at all.
That's
On
the
all the
reason that your wife was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna take him home now."
Yeah, no, we're taking him. I'm taking him home. Yeah, apparently I said that I woke up and said that I wasn't going to make it past the wedding. Like, I was going to die, and yes, yep. So they literally, I was passed out on your guys' couch. You guys packed everything up, stuffed everything in there, and then basically got me into the car, and we left, and we left at what was it, 1 o'clock in the morning?
It was either midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning.
We made it back to the apartment at it was about 11 o'clock in the morning, if not noon by the time we got back. And by the time we were already on our way home and everything, by that point I was starting to feel a little bit better. But it was just, come to find out, we went to the doctor the following Monday after we had gotten back. And
Didn't you get like mono or something?
Mono and strep at the same time.
God damn, dude.
I don't know how it happened. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mono makes sense why we avoided because we weren't kissing him, but the strep, because we didn't get that.
Yeah. So and yeah, right. I mean, look. I'm not saying that I'm not a kissable person, but I'm kidding. I'm just saying, Ian, come here. So.
Mine.
I just see you just holding him like, no.
No, he mine.
No, get away.
He's my hobo Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, I forgot about that. So,
Which is funny, his grandmother agrees with that statement.
Look, I've said for the years that I've known him that he looks like the kindest homeless man you'd ever meet.
Right.
But he's also the same guy that would pelt you with a piping hot bowl of soup if you looked at him funny.
Sushi, what are you doing?
Tell me I'm wrong, Ian. Go ahead. Tell me. But either way. Yep, that's about it. So, not as long of a story as I thought it was, but I mean, we've all three of us have had such an interesting dynamic,
Right.
and for a fact if he played the game, if we ended up getting Anthony on here, it'd just be a cavalcade of terror.
I know when he officially got me and I was really got going and everything, we actually went up to where Anthony works. I don't know if he's still there or not. And said, hey, he's got me into F14. Anthony turns to my husband and goes, what have you done?
It sounds like I can hear it. Oh my god. It's what have you done? But I actually reached out to him just the other day too. Because I haven't heard anything out of Anthony for a fucking long time.
Right.
And hey.
Him said, hey, how you doing? Haven't heard from you. Just checking up on you.
What he told me, he's just been busy working. I mean, hey, I get it. Get that grind,
Hey, get that money.
Gotta make that money. I wish I had more. But that's why we do these. I'm kidding. So, anything you want to talk about there, Sakura?
Well, I know we're gonna talk about my side of how we met.
Oh yeah, go right ahead, please.
Yeah, so I just come up to work and put my bag down. Gave my husband at the time boyfriend a hug and everything, and I was looking towards the den, and I was thinking that's probably where you were gonna be at. I was like, where is he? And he kind of turns me towards the kitchen where you're trying to sneak out, and you're like, ah. And I was just kind of looking at you, like, my arms are there. I'm like, well, you gonna give me a hug or not?
No, well, you gonna give me a hug?
And I can't remember if it was me picked you up or you picked me up.
I think I picked you up. I think it was actually both. I think I picked you up first and then you picked me up.
That's right, I did. And you're like, wait.
I was like, wait, hold up.
Tiny. How are you able to do this?
Well, I also don't, I don't weigh a lot, to be completely fair. So,
Well, at that time, I worked at a car dealership, so I had a little bit of muscle still.
Well, it's also fair entirely, too.
Which, those muscles are completely gone.
It's like those muscles have just departed. They are gone.
My husband over here manipulating my arm, trying to throw off muscles I don't have.
I'm trying to think what else. Oh, there's a lot of different, there's been so many other different things that all three of us have done.
Right.
And it's just a matter of, just the insane adventures that we have been upon and that we will continue to be upon.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I also wanted to mention this too. You're gonna be the only exception to this because I don't remember if I had mentioned it during Sen's podcast, but
if you did, I was asleep, so
I don't remember if I did or not. Sen, you'll have to remind me if I did or not. The kind of the requirement for basically being kind of picked for the podcast is being at least having gotten through Endwalker's main story. Once you hit post story.
I talking about that. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I think I had mentioned it to him over the phone, but I don't think I remember mentioning it on the podcast. I don't remember. But you'll be the only exception to that. as I kind of forgot once it was decided.
Yeah.
I was like, ah, cool, yeah, all right, cool, yeah, we'll definitely do her. And then I'm just like, wait, shit.
Yeah, so for reference, I'm almost done currently with Shadowbringers at this point in time. I've literally just opened up the last dungeon of main
Yeah.
story.
Yep. I also would like to mention too that I'm sure there are going to be people watching or listening that don't have sorry, my brain like stopped for a second. That haven't made it through certain parts of the story.
Yeah.
So that being said,
No
be advised
spoilers.
be advised of spoilers and stuff. Just as an in case. I mean, I'm not trying to say like, oh yeah, we need to absolutely like this. He said, yeah, spoil everything. No. Oh goodness. Like, so, with that being said,
Mood.
right. With that being said, let's move forward to your favorite dungeon.
No. Stop that. Oh gosh. I've been thinking about that since you gave me the list earlier today. No, I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday you gave them to me, but still.
Yeah, I sent the list to you yesterday.
Yeah. Goodness. A lot are really good.
If you can't pick a favorite, just one that you enjoy going through.
Oh gosh, I can picture it. I have trouble describing it right now. God damn. But another one I get thrown into a lot is the one with the tornado dragon.
Tornado Dragon.
It's like early
Stone Vigil.
in Heavens. Yeah. I get thrown in there a lot.
Yeah, Stone Vigil's a good one. I can't remember if that's Stone Vigil the first run or if that's the hard run that you do that. I think it's the first run.
It's the first run.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't like the hard version.
Yeah.
For the same reason Sin does it is because of, what's it, the second boss? The second boss fight in there.
Yeah. And your least favorite dungeon? I'm going to go on a whim and say it's the same as Sen's, which was the Aurum Vale.
Yeah, because there's no reason for the skill set level that you have it being that hard. And like the very next dungeon you go to, it's like a walk in the park.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
And like he said, and I know there's times that the three of us and just a rando has gone in, and that rando has been horrible. I know one of them you and I blocked because they were griping at us for doing pulls when we weren't doing pulls, but yet they were also withholding heals and blaming us for dying. I was like, you're the healer, dude.
That actually reminds me, there's this guy that I got into a conversation with over Twitter that he had mentioned about what was it? I have to like look at the post. He's like, let's see. because he plays 14. Why are some DPS players so insistent on pulling ahead of tanks? Like, Crystal DC isn't too bad, maybe one Sun of Blue Moon, but Light DC is so bad for it. Pardon my fickleness, but I'm the tank. Let me do my job. It gets annoying having to pull enemies off of my party. And I responded to it. I said, I completely agree to that. My job is to pull the enemies, not yours or the healers. Let me do my stuff.
Yeah, exactly, because I have seen there are times, Sin is the DPS. I'm actually training as a healer right now, too. So he's going, like, super slow so I don't get overwhelmed. And all of a sudden we'll see one of the DPS people just start grabbing mobs and everything. And
Right.
It's like, I get, you're probably saying, oh, this DPS knows exactly what they're doing, why they're going so slow. I'm going to help them out and everything. But at the same time, like, there's other factors into it. Or there's also the fact that you may be, because I have done this on mistake a couple times, as being, ranged, I might be a little too far off to the side and accidentally grab attention of someone.
Right.
And like, accidents like that happen, but when you can clearly see they are intentionally going out of the way to round up mobs and everything and going ahead.
Right.
That I
He
will
also
agree with. No.
right, and he had also stated like they pull enemies, get killed, and then say, "Why are you so slow?" I'll admit I have put the controller down when I've had DPS pull ahead. Happened in Hawk Manor once, and while the guy pulled, I finished the mob I was on, and then helped. He had learned very quickly not to do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I said I had an, and I believe I can't remember if it was Drew that was with you or if it was Ian. I think it was Ian that was with me. Said had an insight like that the one time at the Sunken Temple up to the first boss.
Oh, I remember that.
Because the healer had a fucking death wish or something. He was going.
Yeah.
Mans was on a mission.
I remember that. Because, like, you were the tank.
Yep.
Sid and I were DPS. I don't remember what classes we were, but we were DPS. And so we had to start a rando, and that was the healer that we ended up blocking.
Yeah. Because he just bolted through everything. It's like, dude, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he kept bolting and then griping at us for A, being slow, 2, he was withholding heals as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Uwu healer, yeah.
The Uwu healer. That's right. My brain.
And then he was grabbing, oh, you guys have your mics turned off. I'm like, oh, we're on a video, like a phone call between the three of us. Why would we have mics on?
Right. So, yeah, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. Your favorite trial that you've done so far?
I got 2.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. There's first the first one is our Ice Queen, our love herself.
Shiva.
And our lovely Shiva. Yes, her fight is easy, but her music rocks.
Is awesome.
That is one of my favorite mounts just because of the music.
As Drew likes to call it, he has the butt rock horse.
The butt rock horse.
That's exactly what he calls it.
I believe it. And the other one is I've only done it the first time in story, but I would definitely like to get it again so we can I can start farming stuff for her bow. Shiva for Scuff Queen 2024. God damn, babe.
We're not talking about Amma, though.
Exactly. The other one is Titania, because I love her music as well.
I haven't fought Titania in a while.
I said I've only done her story so far, but I would love to get her coffers to make her bow and everything, because quite frankly, Your girl's poor. Your girl doesn't have a mill.
Your girl poor.
I'm just a lonely little bard.
I just over here plucking the strings. It's all right.
I'm just playing my little violin, hoping to get some cash.
Oh, that's great though. No, we could definitely, depending on how Friday goes and everything. I do want to talk to you guys about this upcoming Friday for a stream, because I have an idea, but we'll discuss that after this. We'll discuss this after stream.
Word.
Least favorite trial.
Least favorite. Oh. Oh god, I'm picturing the giant right now. Oh god. What's bad is no, not Titan. Honey, you know the one I'm talking about. What's bad is he's bad at description. The skills isn't so bad. It's once you learn her powder, it's not so bad. But it was in the same set.
Oh, Sephiroth?
I believe so.
The one that falls off the map and then becomes enormous?
No, I think... Which one were you talking about? The Three Fists?
Where your fingers around the other blade.
Maybe.
We didn't have any... So when we did the mount farming for Heavensward, we didn't have any issues with Zervon because we pushed him into the dirt. Well, Sen pushed him into the dirt. But I think Sephiroth was the only one that gave us the hardest time because we needed a healer.
Yeah, yeah, it was probably that one, yeah.
So then, yeah, it'd be Sephiroth. I mean, and that's also fair. That is compared to the Warring Triad, he is the one that is has the most difficulty spike. I believe that. Oh, come on. Amen. So let's see. Ooh. Now, have you done any of the raid stuff? Not barring the Crystal Tower, because the Crystal Tower is obviously
I've done
part of the story
the Crystal Tower trio. I've done the Heavensward trio and the Shadowbringer, not the Shadowbringer, the Stormblood trio.
So you've done the Alliance. So okay, hold on. So you've done obviously the Crystal Tower is part of the story now.
Yes.
I know we've done the Binding Coil.
Yes. Which I was dead the whole time through because I
at the time we did it, you were weak as shit.
Just laying there on the floor the whole time. You got it, Connie.
You were laying there dead the whole time because at that point you were weak. But look at you now, you're strong.
Well, not only that, it was just Sid and I, and he did it as the whatchamacallits. So just the two of us instead of a full group.
Yeah, the unsynced.
Yeah, and one hit.
So, of the... I've got it on my list in my phone as the normal raids first, but it doesn't really matter which one. Which one? What was it in the list I sent you? Was it Alliance first or was it normal first?
Oh gosh, let me pull that up.
Because Alliance is the 24-man.
Yeah, you have Alliance, comma, normal.
Okay, so I'm going to change that on my end. So, your favorite Alliance raid, that's the 24-man raid.
Honestly, I don't do those outside of the first time just to say I've done them.
Right. But so you've done at least obvious you've done the one for obviously Realm Reborn because it's part of the story.
Yeah.
Have you done the Void Arc?
Which one was the Void Arc?
That's the one for Heaven's Ward.
Yeah, I've done all of them up until
Up till
Shadowbringer.
Storm. Okay. So
Yeah, I haven't done Shadow Springers.
Shadow Springer? Was it like Shadow? Are we going to the Shadow Realm to find Jerry Springer now? Jerry. You know.
Thank you, ADHD. Thank you.
Right. No, I get what you mean.
Though. Shadowbringers, yeah, I haven't liked those yet.
So or is it Jerry Springer hitting people? Obviously, so you've done them at least once. Are there any of them that have stuck out to you the most?
Math.
Oh, God. As your favorite?
No, as my least favorite.
Least favorite? Yeah, that's a given. I already knew that was going to be your least favorite with the Riddle on the Lighthouse. I'd told you that years ago. And you hadn't even played this game for that long. I just knew.
And even then, I was dead the whole time.
Just like on the floor, like, floor main, here we go. Dragoons aren't the only one.
I was just dead in the corner. I was just tucked in the corner with all the trash. And I think I was doing Samurai at the time, which made it even funnier.
She threw the controller at me for years, Matt. That's fair.
I did. I forgot. I'm sorry, babe.
So, I'm trying to think now.
Apparently, I get gamer's rage.
It's okay. That Yizmat's one of those ones where it's completely viable. So, of the raids that you've done that you can at least remember, which one do you like the most?
The most I've done that I've done the most of is crystals, and those are pretty fun.
Yeah, Crystal Tower's fun, except for I don't really. I never get the Labyrinth of Ancients all that much.
So I will agree they are kind of tedious, but at the same time, not that bad.
They're tedious when you don't know what you're doing. After you've done them a few times, you go and you're like, all right, let's just do this. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Your favorite, and okay, so now we go to the normal raids, and the normal raids are the 8-man raids.
Okay.
So, which one is your favorite? Because that's your Binding Coil, that's your Alexander, that's your Omega.
Honestly, the Alexanders are pretty fun. Those have pretty banger songs.
To absolutely brute justice for the win.
I've only done the Omega once, and the first couple were good. The last one, I was like, oh no, I didn't die. I will say that I did not die, but I was screaming.
Yeah. Especially the last part of Omega, it's just like, this hurts a lot. Omega made her a scream stressful. Yeah. That's fair. Omega do that.
I did like the very last Omega raid. I did like the very last one with the 2.
I did not like that one because that one constantly reminds me that that one steps on me, calls me trash, and then throws me in a dumpster, and I get up and go, do it again. So I'm not a masochist, I swear. No, I'm being serious. I'm not. So, as we've prior discussed, you having played, that's what a masochist would say. Oh. You've played 14 now for a couple of years. And you're still, as you mentioned, you're right at the tail end of Shadowbringer's main story. You're going to have such a great time with that, by the way. I'm not going to say anything, because obviously spoilers. You're going to love it. That being said, with as far as you've made it, you've met characters, you've met obviously the members of the company, you've met so many people along your time playing the game. What, in your own way, what does 14 mean to you?
To me, it's a way to escape. It's like the story is so enthralling because I used to play World of Warcraft with my family back in high school, and a short time I was in college, and I never got through the first expansion, and I was bored. Come over here and Stan tell me like, honey, you're doing WoW mechanics. You don't need to do that. Throw them out the window. And once I did, it's just like, I've had fun. The story is so enthralling, and like I'm at a part where I'm starting to cry because I'm like, I have a new favorite character. You better not do anything to this boy.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. So
I won't
no,
say
that's
anything because spoilers.
yeah, that's
on
spoilers.
Yes.
But yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Best boy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Taking the WoW out of brain and having her to not clutch to retreat to was perhaps the greatest part, especially once you finally get. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah, up until like it was like the first 2 months I was pushing back hard on Stan on that, and
like to you it didn't make sense.
yeah, it wasn't making sense. And it's like I'm just running around the board doing my attacks and everything. He's like, you don't have to do that. Just stay planted unless you see a thing, then move. You don't have to keep moving to do your stuff.
Right.
Like, but I'm dodging his attacks. Like, no, you're not. I hate you anyways.
Either way, it's gonna hit you because of auto attack, but you can at least dodge the AOE's.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah, I never played WoW. There was actually a point where me and a few friends really wanted to, and we were like, oh, that costs money. Well, I guess we're not going to play this. And then, as I've mentioned before, obviously, the guy that got me into 14 was the same guy that got me into 11, was a former boss of mine, and he's like, you'll get a kick out of this. The way he described 14 to me, because he's played 11 since 2000, like when it released back in 2001, and he still plays it to this day.
dang.
That he's like 14 compared to 11 feels like baby's first MMO, because 14 has a lot of simplicity and everything to it with a lot of its stuff. Until you get to obviously later levels where the simplicity is then kind of gone and where you have to learn more advanced tactics and everything. And I tried playing 11 and I didn't know where the fuck to go. Like I was lost. Like there's no mini map, there's nothing. You could get a mini map if you installed like I don't want to say like a mod, but there was an extension you could install that would put a mini map, but it's like, but why?
That should be installed instantly.
But it wasn't. I mean, to be fair, this was a game that was released back in 2001 compared to 14 that was released, you know, how many years ago was it?
Yeah, so just pointed out it was also like on the PS2.
Yeah, it was on the PS2. Then it went to PC, and it's well, once an episode with Prim happens, she'll be able to explain it so much more, because I know she played 11. But Prim is still technically off the table for being picked as the next guest. Because I think right now she is tied up with stuff related to her actual job, but I don't actually know. But we'll get to that later. That's a different point.
Yeah.
So obviously, as you have mained both Bard and Reaper, I'm going to go on a whim and say that Bard has been your absolute favorite job.
Oh, absolutely.
And honestly, kudos, because I could not, like, Drew mentioned it the other day. He's like, I can't figure Bard out to save my life. It's the songs. That's where it's just like, I can't figure that out.
Yeah, for me, I used to do those as an opener move and then go from there.
Right. I mean, if I need a teacher for Bard, I will ask you.
Yeah.
Any jobs that you don't particularly like your least favorites?
Yeah, there was one. Which one was it? I know I picked one up for a little bit, and I just could not do it. Oh yeah, I know one of them was like the Dark Knight, because I did the first quest with that. Yeah, I haven't liked things so far to begin with, but
And that's completely fine, because being a tank takes I don't want to say it takes a certain mentality, but in the same hand it partially does. Because if you start out, like, with tank, as I've noticed, is that if you start out as a tank, you have an easier time kind of understanding different tank rules. But if you start off as something like a DPS or a healer, and then you go to tank, depending on obviously like your level of MMO knowledge and things like that, it takes longer to understand it.
oh, for sure.
And that being said, like, the same thing, like starting as a tank and then going to a DPS or a healer, I can't figure out a healer class to save my damn life. But I figured out DPS pretty simple.
Right, because I'm actually working on a white mage right now, and I'm actually starting to really find a rhythm with her and everything.
And that's, hey, I told Ray, kudos to you, because I cannot.
I do for my DPS though.
Right. Now this, see, now this is a question that I feel might be slightly difficult for you to answer, but either way, an answer, you can give any answer that you would like to see. Any particular, because I know you don't really have I don't know like what your extensive knowledge in Final Fantasy games is, apart from obviously watching Ian.
Right.
That being said, like, any particular jobs that you would maybe want to see?
Truthfully, I don't know much of the aren't already in there. Yeah, I don't know any of the other classes that aren't already in there.
Which is fine. Which is why I said that this might be a bit more of a difficult question to ask you, because obviously, like, it bars the knowledge of Final Fantasy games. Any jobs that you've played so far that you know of, or anything that you might want to see a rework for, like something to be like, okay, that works fine, but it could work better if it was reworked a little bit.
One of the things we reworked. Not that I can think of, because like all of them doing right now have been pretty good. Let me see here. Me totally not just looking at the things I have not done on my classes. I would say dancer, because I know I picked it up and I literally haven't done anything with. Actually, I would say Machinist might be a little bit of rework.
I agree with Machinist, because Machinist, like, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because like, granted, I'm only level 52 on Machinist, so I know there's still a ton of kit I need to get on there. But what little kit I have on it so far, it feels clunky, and It's not as smooth as the bar is for me. And I know
Right.
those can go hand in hand together while having separate identities. They're like, they're siblings, but yet they're separate entities, but yet they're related.
Yeah.
Best way to put that.
Because
So
they
like,
both fall under the same, like, the aiming class, essentially.
yeah, because like even dancer, like while it's still part of the same class, it's its own separate identity altogether, 100%. It's like a
Yeah.
cousin. Well, machinist and bard are 100% pure siblings, but yet the machinist just feels like a clunky younger sibling that could be better.
Yeah, and I agree because even Ian actually knows that one of my earlier jobs that I had taken for DPS was machinist before samurai, and I had fun with it for the time that I did, and then I stepped away from it, tried to go back, and I was like, why is this just feel so slow?
Yeah.
It's slow, like, and I agree, it's slow, it's clunky, it needs a rework, like hands down.
And it's yeah, it's like I know I just got the little droid thing, and the
Oh, the
first
auto
time I
turret.
use it, yeah, the little like turret, little UFO, little
Yeah,
hover
the
thingy.
the rook auto turret. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you can detonate and blow up type thing.
Kaboom.
And I don't know if I was hit by enemy or if in fact was what I'm thinking of, but I set it off and all of a sudden I just saw a chunk of my health just disappear.
Right.
Yeah, and since like those things would hurt, but I'm like, well, either that or something did because I set it off and I lost a chunk of health. So I was
Right.
like,
It's yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. It's clunky. It needs a rework. And maybe like something they've done for in the notes that came out about Dawn Trail and everything. Maybe it did get a little bit of a rework with Dawn Trail's updates that are coming.
I remember seeing something on. I think I sent you the TikTok on it.
Yeah.
I know I sent you one for tanks, but I don't remember if I sent you the
I
another one.
I there was actually a whole Twitter thread about it too. That the same guy that I was talking to about the like the DPS and everything about like let me I am tank, let me do my job kind of thing.
Yeah.
He had actually posted something with the patch notes, and I was like, okay, I'll have to take a look at that.
Yes, I know some of the patch shows I remember seeing for the bar and everything were interesting.
You have to dig yourself out of that. So, yeah, it's it's definitely interesting. I can't wait to see obviously the changes that Dawn Trail is going to bring, which actually brings me to my next point of with what you have played so far, any particular hopes that you have pertaining to Dawn Trail?
Since obviously I haven't gone into Endwalker just yet. So I don't know how that's gonna play out and everything at this point in time. But it depends on how things end with my current favorite character right now from Shadow. Since over here laughing like the madman psycho he is.
Right.
Yes, Hugh. Sad husband noises. I hope he makes a appearance, but by the noises he is making, I'm just leave it there. But at the same time, I 100% know. But it's like whether you and both you have it'd be cool if we do have, like y'all said, the beach episode pod, just low stake, just have fun, just
Right.
exploring.
Yeah. Because Look, after Endwalker, we deserve something like that.
Yeah, because like everything I've seen since the beginning of Realm, it's been save the world, save the world, save the world, save this country, save the world, save this country.
Yep. That's
Okay,
unfortunate.
I saved the world. Oh crap!
Do I get
World's in flames again.
I saved the
Can
world.
I just get 5 minutes of rest?
I saved the world. Can I have a vacation now?
It's like, can I just have 5 minutes?
Right.
Oh,
So-
my time's over.
Right. So, with that, we're at the end of the list. And we made it through that in an hour.
Wow.
But I mean, to be fair, also that you haven't, again, you haven't gone through everything yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So there may be a point later where I might have to bring you back and we touch up on things. Maybe. We'll see what
Totally down
happens.
for that.
We'll see what happens.
If we had to, I'd be down.
Yeah. Which is something that I've pondered, but that's a matter for a future. That's future me's problem.
Yeah, that's future you problem.
Exactly. So, closing thoughts. I mean, you've heard the podcast. You've been here. You've listened to them as you've listened, as you guys have watched and have heard the stories from Ray, from Thunder, now from your husband, and now from you. My next question is, who's your next target? Or rather, not who's your next target, because that would imply that you picked the target beforehand. Who is your choice next?
I'm thinking of a certain dingus that I know.
That's a lot of people. You gotta narrow that down.
He loves corn.
Oh fuck! I almost.
And he has a Dr. Pepper addiction.
You shut your face. It's not an addiction. I can stop when I want.
Okay, then stop.
I said when I want, not when you want.
Okay, do it.
No,
Do you have an addiction?
it's not an addiction.
Then stop.
No, I don't wanna.
Coward.
Coward? No, I'm built different, alright? Oh.
Coward.
So for anybody watching shit, the thing is too, is I told Drew, I told this to Drew as well, I was like, look, I just have this distinct feeling I know exactly who she's gonna pick. Because Prim is still off the table. And I know for a fact, I have this sneaking suspicion that's not so much of a sneaking suspicion. I was like, it's...
Okay, in fairness, I don't really know anyone else.
That was my other point I made to Drew. I was like, and also, interesting to acknowledge his maidenless behavior as I look over at my wife. Yeah, fuck you.
She knows what's up.
I'll give it a minute. You got to hold on. It's funny. So.
Did you talk about me?
Amy. Yeah, that's right. So.
Hi.
Manny says hi. So. Yeah. Another thing I also have to mention too. I brought this up to Ian, and I also brought it up to Thunder and Ray. Whenever you want to get to it, no big rush. If you want to basically get a screenshot of your character to send to me for the thumbnail, the only requirement I have of it is It just has to be something that expresses your character.
Okay.
Beyond that, pick whatever it is you want to do. Like outfit, location, and like however you want to style it. Obviously, you saw. I don't know if you had seen what Ian sent me, but it looks.
I have not.
It looks good. Ian, show her real quick.
As I'm leaning over towards his computer, show me.
Just like. Here, hold on. Hold on. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Wait. I can send it. I can actually send it over. I can send
Messenger?
it. Well, I sent it to Ian through Discord. So.
Ah, okay.
I guess I probably could have sent that to you over Messenger, but it is the most. It's the most Ian. That's the best way I can put it to you because it expresses everything, and it's good. I love it. It looks great.
Oh, that's what he just took when I was doing my hair.
So bravo, good sir. I mean this sincerely. Bravo. It looks great. So, with that being said, this has been the Fourth Kind Podcast. Thank you everybody for joining. I have to get a hold of Prim and figure out when things are going to happen on my end. Might be soon, might not be. Kind of up in the air. We'll see. Thank you, everybody. And like always, you can catch us later at different points. We will be live tomorrow at, hopefully, at normal time with Dreamlight Valley. We haven't streamed anything over the past few days just because work has been an absolute slog for mentality-wise on my end. We were actually going to do this yesterday, but yesterday was just a day. So, we'll see you tomorrow. Sakura, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye!
Bye.